how do I value my business? When
Wow.
I'm asking for money, what is the equity that I give to them in exchange? What is the valuation? So how does a business go about valuing the business? I mean, I'm a startup founder, I've got this nice fancy product I've built. I want to raise capital. How do I value my company?
Yeah. Wow. Where to start? I mean, I think it's definitely a bit of an art and a little bit of science mixed together. For early stage businesses, it's pretty much impossible, and ultimately the market decides. So there's lots of different models that have kind of been created in the past, like kind of Burkus and scorecard method, and they basically have a few different areas which you would kind of try to allocate a value against, like how strong is the team, how good's the idea, how defensible is it. But those are all very, very subjective and stuff, and they can help to kind of build up towards a number, so you can try and justify it. But it's still going to come down to, if you're in a negotiation with an investor, it's going to got to work both sides. So you'll think about, what market you're in, how quickly you're growing, how big is the opportunity of the market you're in, what have you done to date, to kind of prove where your business is, where are the valuations in your sector, what competitors have kind of raised money at certain amounts. You have to take all these different things into consideration, do plenty of research, so you've got something to back it up with, and then just talk to investors really and kind of get a feel for it, because you can't afford to put a stake in the ground too quickly if that valuation is far too high. And one of the biggest issues you often see is that people go in with a very high valuation and it just kind of puts investors off too quickly. So both sides need to feel like they kind of win the deal a little bit. And you have to think about how many rounds of funding are you going to raise on your journey. So I always try to reverse engineer. If I think I've got a 5-year journey, how many types of and sizes of rounds will I need, and try and plan our cap table backwards. So we've got a level of equity we feel comfortable selling at each stage, because the worst thing that can happen is you spend 5 to 7 years growing a business, get to that magic exit point thinking, right, I've got my island or my yacht or my fast car coming in, and then suddenly you're left with a few percentage left and you've got not a lot to show for it. So valuation isn't just a simple case of, I value my company at this amount today. You want to try and consider, also the longer term and think about future rounds as well, so that you only give away a certain amount at each stage. So you've always got some skin in the game at the end.